Okay, hello again folks, welcome to the Seth location test mod. So to begin with, let's have a look at the delayed wake up again. Now if you're watching all my videos, you're probably going to be sick of me showing this now, but it needs to be shown. So when you get knocked down, you can hold heavy punch, and you'll stay on the ground for 19 extra frames at the moment, which is always good. Next up we have the red focus attack, so medium punch, medium kick and heavy kick, and it looks like so for Seth, so pretty visible. He gets a ball which he'll attack, and he changes colour as well. So level 1 does not crumple, maximum level does, and they're the only two levels he's got, because the move comes out slightly faster than a normal focus attack. It costs 2 meter bars to use and can absorb 12 hits that are non-armor breaking. Now if you FADC into it, then it costs 4 meter bars and can absorb 0 hits, but it does crumple on level 1. Now, a little change to most of the other characters, Rose had it and I've put it on Bison now, is that when you release the FADC version, the attack has the same animation speed. So when you release it, he does that shoulder barge, and previously that was mega fast, pretty much instantly when you release it, which allowed you to do jab into FADC crumple. But now it's been slowed back down to normal speed, so you need to hit them with a more heavier normal or special move in order to crumple them with a red focus attack. I think it just makes it fairer, so you can't do like crouching light punch FADC and get it anymore, because they can block this. But you can do close medium punch on Seth, anyway, Rose could not. But heavy punches usually work, and Seth is no different. Close heavy kick will work as well, and you know, several other things. So I think it just makes it a lot more fairer, and you need to get into something a little bit more viable than just a jab to get a crumple into Ultra, for example. So now we're on to the Seth changes. So first off, Seth has his jump back heavy punch back. Okay, so it does 60 damage and 100 stun. I copied it from the super variation. Now I'm pretty sure in super you could do neutral jump stretchy arms, but that wasn't seemingly said, it just said jump back, so I've only put it on the jump back. The neutral jump is still the same as the forward jump. Okay, next thing is forward jump heavy kick is no longer a cross up. Okay, it just can't cross up at all. Now the thing that I did there is just remove the flag which says it can cross up. The hitbox is exactly the same, so it should still hit, but if you're over the opponent then it just won't let you. Okay, and forward jump medium kick, I basically did the reverse. This can now cross up, so I've added the flag which allows it to cross up. But I also had to move the hitbox backwards minus 0.3 because the hitbox was, you know, it's quite a long leg he's got there, so it wasn't big enough. So I had to add the width to it as well to compensate. But now forward jump medium kick can now cross up. It's not massively great. I mean, it's pretty good, but as you saw, it missed there, and if I'm, you know, about that distance, it'll miss. So you have to be kind of in position. So the next thing did confuse me a little bit. Triangle jump distance reduced. I haven't got a clue what a triangle jump is, because the next thing after that says dive kick hurt box increased. So for one of them to say dive kick and one to say triangle jump, because that's what I assume triangle jump is. I assume it's that, because he kind of goes into a triangle shape. So basically I've just reduced the distance that travels, and that may be wrong. You guys can tell me if triangle jump is some magic thing that I'm not aware of. And basically I reduced the distance by minus 0.015. It means it stays close to the opponent, so it might be good to do little dive kicks now, really. So obviously the hurt box has also been increased. I lowered that by 0.05 and increased the height to compensate. So basically it should be a little bit easier to get hit out of it as well. The next thing is, this was actually two things. The first one, because it was two conflicting reports. The first one is the first hit of Shoryukens is no longer FADCable. Okay, that's what I initially put in, but that seemed a bit weird. The other conflicting report is that medium punch and heavy punch only FADC on the first hit. Okay, so that one seemed a bit more reasonable, because removing the FADC ability from the first hit seemed a bit irrelevant, because if she's blocking, you kind of always want to do it on the second hit, usually, I imagine, because that's like a bit of a hit confirm for you, isn't it? So I thought that was a bit silly. So basically I put it so medium punch and heavy punch, only FADC on the first hit. So as you can see there, on the first hit I can FADC. If I go any further I can't do it anymore. So I'm not sure why it's only medium punch and heavy punch. It's probably just because they might be used more for damage, so you have to commit to it. You know, I know Ryu and Ikumas and stuff like that have special reasons to use heavy punch over light punch and stuff. So medium punch and heavy punch can only be FADC'd on the first hit. Light one can still be done, and so can the EX one. Okay. And also, the medium punch and heavy punch versions only have 5 invincibility frames now instead of 7. So, only 5 invincibility frames. Okay, the next thing is this Ultra 1 has got an increased height on its hitbox. So, I've increased this by 0.3. So, it should help anti-air things. I mean, it's not an exact science. That seemed like it was on the verge of the extra bit that I added. So, you know, it's probably noticeable. Plus 0.3. Okay, and also it's got 11 frames less recovery, but that's only on block is what it is. If you get the full cinematic, the recovery has not changed, but on block you should be able to recover at 11 frames faster, which at this sort of distance might be the difference between getting hit and sort of being able to block in time, you know. So not too bad there. Okay, so the next thing is the Ultra 2 has 19 frames less recovery, and the first hit for some reason does 30 damage instead of 24. So whatever the reason behind that is, 6 extra damage. It's a buff at least, isn't it? Okay, so it does a little bit more damage, hopefully. Let's see if that damage, I can pause it. Let's see. There we go, 30 damage on the first hit. Okay, and then continue on. And the 19 frames recovery, if I stand here, you'll be able to see him sort of flip up a little bit faster after he's finished. We'll go a little bit speed there, which should help you not get punished, but you probably still will, you know. The next thing is all SPDs do 150 stun rather than 200, so there we go, let's try these. They all do 150 stun now, so you got minus 50 stun on all those. And as well as that, the medium kick and heavy kick legs, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce it, has also got minus 50 stun. So the medium kick does 100 stun rather than 150, and the heavy kick does 150 rather than 200. Okay, so they're all of Seth's changes, I think. There was one which said that had one more active frame. I didn't bother putting that in because it didn't seem relevant. It wasn't a resounding thing. It was conflicting. One said it, one didn't, and it doesn't seem important at the minute really. But you guys can tell me if that's needed or whether it's true. But they're all of Seth changes. Hope you like them. Have some fun with them. And I'll see you next time.
I thought you would be more valuable than this.
So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ, and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm, and all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that will allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode, and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update 2 characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.